All right, so welcome back to M&A&D&D 117. This is we're going to title this one "The Fracture." Um, Certainly been a long time since we've all been together, uh, and I don't know. Despite that, you know, all the chaos that ensued, I do find myself very lucky to have still not been playing with you all, but still keep in constant contact with you all, and a chance to meet up with a handful of you all. Um, and looking back at just some of the archives of the things we've done in the past and trying to pull from uh, the things in our Google Drive and stuff, and it just reminds me of all the fun we've had for the 20 years that we've been playing this campaign. Um, so I'm just right now just feeling a lot of thankfulness just being here with you all again. So
You
that
really
being
did miss
said,
that Thanksgiving episode, huh?
I did. That being said, thank you, David, for reminding us what the fuck happened 8 months ago, and where we left off. We are in the we're we are dealing with the convergence, the the shattering of time and space itself, as it seems as though that the defeat of Tiamat was just one um, chess piece placed on a board across the multiverse, bringing forth something much bigger than the destruction of the Sword Coast. As Tiamat's defeat here coincided with uh, defeats of gods in other realms, coordinated by some unknown force. There was a coup um, across time and space. And just recently, you all M&A returned from Azteca, a land in which um, you were introduced to Quetzalcoatl, the serpent god of the land, the one that brings the sun every day. The a much more um, present deity in this world, and you while you were unable to free him from or free them from their bounds, um, you have at least gained some direction as to what it is that's happening, and it seems as though with your discussions with Quetzalcoatl and the Aztecas and um, your friends in the Fae, that there seems to be a common thread that uh, gods were defeated um, with an ultimate betrayal by um, the kings and queens of their lands in a kind of a ritualistic sacrifice. And it's brought you all back to the Radiant Citadel. This is a place that seems to sit just on the edge of the convergence, like almost at the center of it. Um, that has become a center point for the world's being attacked and under siege, in disarray by the convergence, and you've were originally tasked there to visit the Azteca, um, and you've just now returned, and so that's where we're going to go ahead and pick up. And so, and bear with me because they just since we've been here, they have updated this thing.
Whoa!
And a lot of it is different. Okay.
Lots of new tools and
Yes. It is. Actually, I'm going to bring you guys here first. Pardon me. This is where we just were. No, correct?
yes.
I'm doing awesome. All right. You arrive through the similar portal that you had exited through. Kind of like this shimmering waterway that connected the Radiant Citadel to Azteca, the one that connected the Radiant Citadel to the Sword Coast. And you enter into this immense prism like structure. And just like the first time you'd enter it is breathtaking and blinding, and it takes you seemingly minutes in order for your eyes to focus again. And surrounded or in front of you is laid out just this giant kind of auditorium filled with the likes of individuals you had never seen before, stone creatures, bestial creatures with humanoid forms, elementals that kind of whiffed in and out as they are bustling to and from, trying to discuss. And this room that you're in is the hub of those who are trying to rein in the chaos. Your presence is largely undetected, as there are several other portals where people are popping in and out, and you just hear as groups, parties are diving in and out of them. You see a party to your left, a group of 7, varying sizes. Your first glimpse at them, you can tell that this is a party with kind of a variety of different abilities and races, and they seem to just be hurtling through a portal. And you can only assume, much like yourselves, that they're going in to try to rein in the chaos in some other far off realm. In front of you is these steps, these almost like crystalline bleachers that lead down into the center of the room. In the center of the room, you see several figures. You see what you can only assume is a genasi, this large, imposing figure, more familiar with a lion, but he's standing on just his 2 legs, and he's got this massive rippling chest with this kind of like this bandolier across it, and you see this large gaping now wound across his face, and this dead silver eye. You can it looks like he's lost his sight in his right eye, but you immediately kind of pity whatever creature may have done that to him, because he stands kind of head and shoulders above everybody else. There's a bit of nostalgia as you look around the center of the room. A group kind of all whispering, making directions, pointing, and it seems as though here you are again in the throne room of Waters Deep, standing in front of the council. But now you're adrift in nowhere in this crystalline cocoon. Instead of um, dealing with her hound, the half elf from the Sword Coast, or even Unthor from the human paladin, you're looking at some like tree like creature who's standing with his hair like kind of these branches reaching for the sky, and then these um, leaves sprouting from his head. You see this kind of jagged frame with sharp edges cutting this way and that way. This looks as though there's a human made of uh, crystals themselves.
Were we back in Waterdeep, or we?
No. Wait, what?
We're in the Citadel. We're definitely in the Citadel.
We're still in the Citadel, so we're seeing.
You're in the Citadel. You are in the Citadel. Yeah. And after you take stock of the center of the room, you start to notice how crowded the outskirts are. And unlike the first time you had been here, you see this huge gathering of maybe 150, 200 of these feathered humanoids off to one corner. And we'll go ahead and pick it up there.
Suppose we should let them know that we succeeded.
Most.
Do we know what the feather humanoids are? Can I do like a Arcana history check or something like that and see if I know what they are?
I'm going to go ahead and say just save your roll, because you have never seen anything quite like this.
Cool.
And so quite possibly your interest is piqued.
The mole, feeling the need to get back home so we can go find the thing to save Quetzalcoatl, is going to, I guess, head to the... Is the person who was announcing the quest visible? Was it the lion guy or is it somebody else? I don't remember.
Or was it golem, right? Like a big...
No, the golem was in Azteca.
Yeah,
that's my buddy. Is there someone who looks like he's taking notes, or like when people show up, other people who survive like we did are going there? That's
yeah. So let me see. What is your passive perception?
High as shit, probably.
I'm probably not.
You're cleric, right? Your wisdom, passive perception.
Ah, that's fair.
Should be right.
Look on your character sheet, and on the left side.
Yeah, passive 13.
Can I make an active perception check to see if anybody that I recognize Faye is still there?
Okay, so
I can do it after.
all right. So as far as Vomel's concerned, yeah, you see the Genasi that had originally ordered. He's kind of like a mauve color individual that had announced that original quest. So you see him kind of towards the center, and you see him. And the reason why you recognize him is because he's directing. There are small groups of 3 or 4 that continue to kind of move up to him, and he's pointing to these portals, and they kind of just like run off through them. And then as far as
I will need to make. I'm asking if I actively search the room as I'm walking.
sorry, your mic's breaking up again.
Sorry. I was asking if I can actively search the room to see if I see anybody from the Fey courts or Dandy.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
You want investigation or
Perception.
sick +7?
Yeah, so you don't see anybody. And in fact, in you're not seeing anybody, you don't see anybody from I'll give you this. You don't see anybody from the Sword Coast either.
Okay, so I don't know. Delegate.
So you're looking around for anybody you recognize. And you don't recognize anybody here.
Very, very taken aback by this.
Right.
Wanting to just move on to the next thing. Seemingly impatient. Couldn't find what he was looking for. He's like, I'm ready to.
I would say, and even and with your Harper training and maybe the role that you're taking there, that and a certain Harper's role in facilitating your group's movement even within the Citadel, it's a bit it's a bit concerning that you don't see anybody from the Sword Coast. As far as the group goes, what is it that you want to do?
I guess we need to report out.
That's what Blummel's trying to do so we can get back home.
Yeah. And then I guess
Is everybody going to the center of the room?
I'll follow the. So I'm not paying.
Why is your mic cut out like every other word?
Yep.
It's because I'm messing with my gain and I'm trying to make it so that you pick up Emily every time he talks as well.
He also needs a face.
Let us pick up Emily.
yeah, you want to hear voice so nice you gotta hear it twice.
There you go. And thrice.
Anybody seeing the map, or am I the only one looking at the giant crystal in the?
We're still all
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
giant
Yeah,
crystal.
we're all
Okay.
looking at the giant crystal.
Okay.
We're
Do you
using
have
the
do
power
you
of
have a problem with-
imagination. I took the map away, Terry. I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I took it away.
He's the best DM ever.
All right. Okay,
I
so
guess-
is everybody going to the center? Did we decide
I
that?
guess so. We're approaching the gathering of the feather humanoid, right?
No. I think
No.
if you're going to report the quest completed, you're going to the
Okay.
genasi at the center of the room.
Okay.
The feather creatures are like up and to the right. They're saying like
Then
off to the side.
finishing reporting back first. Then.
All right. So you all
Wow, this place sounds
approach
crazy.
this is again I believe I described him as lavender skinned genasi, and he directs this group in front of you to enter the round of Tabashi. And this group that was in front of you is like a mixture of very short, very bearded individuals, with one very, very tall, slender, robed person, and he's holding the staff. And of the three, they direct him. They said, mumbling something about returning this precious item as they run off. Tobashi, not Tabaxi. And you see the Genasi just kind of roll his eyes and look at you as you seem to cut in front of individuals. Yes. Did you? Were you able to help those of Azteca?
Yes, to a point. The key to free Quetzalcoatl is elsewhere. So we seek to return back to our plane so we can finish the mission you were given.
What do you mean? The key to free Quetzalcoatl?
It appears that followers of the Drider Queen herself had bound him, and we were unable to free him from the bonds of their woven falsehoods and lies.
Interesting. Do not look. Do not pay attention to the person behind the screen.
It's fine. I'm just messing
night,
with
sweetheart.
the background and everything.
Good night, sweetheart. She just rolled in and out. Okay. Interesting. You say the Drider Queen. These Driders. How many appendages do they have?
I'll look to the ranger.
More than 4 is the answer I'm looking for.
About 10. 8 lower, 2 upper
No, that's
mandibles.
They have 6 in the bottom and 2 arms.
that seems pretty. No. Thank you for that. I
Are they still arachnids?
seems to be a common thread across the realms. And you just hear this giant shattering sound, and everybody looks up above them. And the crystal in which you stand seems to have just cracked with this large shard through it. And the shouting and screaming amongst the people that are individuals that are within the side. The Genasi. Quick, tell me. Are they
Hey, honey.
spider in nature?
They are a fusion of the drow and a spider, so they have attributes of both, plus the blessings of their dark god.
No. We're getting reports of this from all over.
A few of the ones we killed are missing a few more legs than they started off with.
Congrats. The giant crack in our one remaining oasis amongst the chaos appreciates knowing that. I need to know. Quetzalcoatl lives?
Yes.
Does he live? I'm not. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Liam.
we're trying to save him.
That is honestly rare in the circumstances that we're coming across. So
Greatly
thank you.
weakened, but alive.
What keeps it from being freed?
Webs.
There were webbing that we were unable to remove or break the spell. Quetzalcoatl itself informed us that the key to its release was in material plane.
And he kind of looks around at each one of your individual, like your gear.
I am
It
marked
is-
up like Quetzalcoatl, like, whoa now at this point.
It is no mere webbing that keeps him bound. Quetzalcoatl's going to be quite the ally if we can free them. Right now, we have our hands full. I do not yet have a mission for you. Seems as though your realm is in enough danger. Give me some time to discuss amongst our table. We'll figure something else for you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, but we are happy to find this item to free Quetzalcoatl. We have until the next, what was it, half moon?
Uh,
Waning moon.